cherry-picking rare and valuable coins is not just reserved for pocket change or coin rolls, but coins with a lot of money can also be picked from common date proof sets as well. So in this series we'll be taking a look at which coins you should be looking for and from which dates, starting with the first of the modern era proof sets in 1968. Let's begin with the Lincoln penny, and there is really only one variety of any note here, the 1968S double die obverse proof coin, a rather underrated variety, truth be told. There is some doubling towards the north of the letters of "In God We Trust." In other words, towards the rim of the coin, the letters of Liberty are also doubled towards the northeast, with the first three letters displaying quite distinct notching in the upper left corners, and then the date is also doubled quite nicely as well, particularly the 6 and 8. Another interesting point of note is a rim scratch that is seen just below the Mintmark as well. In 2015, a Proof 68 red graded coin from PCGS was sold at auction for the sum of $517. Moving on to the nickel from there, and we have our first repunched Mintmark coin to examine. On this, the repunching is quite strong actually, and you should be able to spot the initial S Mintmark fairly easy towards the right. The top serif in particular is quite strong, and almost appears doubled as you can see here. In 2014, a coin like this was sold graded by PCGS as Proof 67 for $1,705. Half dollars are next in line, and the first coin to look at for this particular set is the double die obverse example. And for a proof coin, there's some very nice doubling to be seen here. The best place to spot this doubling on this coin would be on the letters of "In God We Trust," particularly on the "In God" section, where the doubling can be seen more towards the right of the letters, but the R of trust is also doubled and can easily be spotted due to the long straight leg of the R. Every number on the date is also doubled in much the same way as well, with the 8 being the easiest to notice from a distance. In 2017, a PCGS Proof 68 Cameo graded coin was sold at auction for $645. Then we have another Kennedy half dollar, but this time it is a double die reverse coin instead. Point in fact, it is actually a very minor triple die reverse coin. Slight doubling can be seen on most of the letters on the reverse. On the letters of half dollar, this displays mostly towards the left, such as here on the A and the R of dollar. And on the letters of America, the doubling is spotted on the right of the letters, with even some notching in places as well, such as on the M, the E, and the R. If you closely examine the stars beneath America, you should be able to spot some tripling on these, but this is admittedly a bit difficult to spot without the proper equipment. 2015 saw the sale of a PCGS graded Proof 67 Cameo example of this variety coin for $2,820. And then the last half dollar coin to keep an eye out for is a bit of a tricky one if you don't know exactly what to look for. But that also means that if someone else has searched the set before you, they could have easily missed it, leaving it for you to cherry pick. This would be the 1968S, or rather inverted S, half dollar. On this coin, the S Mintmark was punched onto the die in an inverted position, or stated more plainly, upside down. The easiest way to spot this inverted Mintmark is to examine the serifs of the S. The bottom serif should be more rounded, but on the inverted S coin, the straight-tipped serif is on the bottom, and the larger rounded serif would be on the top. If you think you have this coin, then there is also a diagnostic point of interest to look for on the reverse in the form of a small die bump or die gouge between the R and the I of America. During the 2016 January Fund Show, a coin like this was sold at auction in a PCGS slab with a grade of Proof 66 for $705. The next denomination in line would then be the quarter dollars, and right off the bat we have a double die obverse variety. Not exactly the most impressive doubling, to be honest, but it is clear nonetheless. Class 1 doubling that is best spotted on the letters of "In God We Trust", especially on the ones closer towards the rim of the coin, such as the word "in" and the T and R of trust. The date is also doubled, and you can spot this towards the bottom half of the numbers, as well as towards the right, where it should be displayed the clearest. In 2018, a PCGS graded Proof 67 coin like this was sold at auction for $288. Alright, so then from a double die obverse to a double die reverse coin now. This is actually a very nice example of classic rotated hub doubling, and although the spread is not exceedingly wide, it is very strong. All of the letters around the rim of the coin are nicely doubled and shouldn't have too much trouble spotting it either. The same goes for the letters of E pluribus unum, although to a somewhat lesser degree. Other points of interest also include the leaves, as well as the tips of the eagle's wings, which should both be doubled towards the south. In 2018, a coin sold at the February Long Beach Expo and a PCGS graded slab of Proof 68 was sold for $432. And then, the last quarter you can look for in a 1968 proof set is a repunched Mintmark variety. Now fortunately this is a very strong repunched Mintmark variety, and the initial S will be very easy to spot directly north of the final placement. However, there is a catch, as the die state affects how prominently the first striking will display, and in fact in later die states it all but disappears, along with the corresponding value of the coin as well, unfortunately. In 2018, there was an example of this coin sold at auction in a PCGS Proof 68 Cameo slab for $1,320. So all that's left to do then is delve into the dimes, and there are quite a few of these to look for in these sets, so let's get straight to it. There are two double die obverse coins that are worth pursuing. The first is the result of pivoted hub doubling and is characterized by the rather strong doubling that you can see on the letters of Liberty, which are all doubled nicely towards their right. The characters of "In God We Trust" are also doubled mostly towards the north on this variety. This is an extremely rare variety coin and is sure to be worth several $100s at a minimum if you are lucky enough to find one. The second double die obverse variety is far less dramatic than the first one, and is instead rather identified by the quite strong doubling that you can find on the designer's initials of JS just below Roosevelt's neck. The date is also doubled somewhat, with separation lines on most of the numbers and a small split in the tail of the 9 as well. In 2018, a coin like this was sold in a NGC slab with a grade of Proof 68 for $280. Turning our attention from there to the reverse of the coin now, we find another two double die reverse varieties to discuss as well. On the first coin, there is rather strong doubling on the words United States, with the doubling displaying towards the left of the letters in this particular case. On the letters of E pluribus, there is also quite distinct doubling, with most displaying towards the southeast. The dot separating United from the 1 of 1 dime is nearly oval in shape instead of being round. There is also some doubling on the sprigs, and both the stem ends are split towards the ends. In 2017, a coin like this was sold at auction in a PCGS Proof 67 slab for $210. And then the second double die reverse example, which is significantly less pronounced than the prior coin. The doubling here is seen on all of the letters of United States of America, but it is lightly doubled, and because the rotation on this particular variety took place in a counterclockwise direction, the doubling displays towards the right of the letters instead. The tips of the flames are also split on their ends in this particular variety coin, a very rare coin with no real auction record to speak of, so in terms of value it would be worth probably around $200 to $350 in a decent grade. The next coin is a repunched Mintmark variety found on the dime in the 1968 proof set. For this variety, the final placement of the S Mintmark was directly towards the east of the initial punching. As a result, the S is doubled towards the west on the top curl. The effect of the top serif is also quite unique as well. In 2014, a coin like this in a PCGS slab with a grade of proof 66 was sold at auction for $423. The last coin that you should definitely be looking for in those 1968 proof sets is also the easiest to spot, and by far the most valuable of the lot as well. That is simply the 1968 No S proof dime. As with the rest of the coins in the set, it should have an S Mintmark as they were struck and distributed from the San Francisco Mint. However, it seems that a single obverse die was accidentally shipped to San Francisco from Philadelphia without the S Mintmark on it. It was then prepared and pressed into service without anyone noticing the mistake. Keep in mind that this is only valid for the proof coin from the set, as a regular circulation coin with no mint mark would not be valuable in this case. And in terms of value, 2018 saw the auction of a Proof 68 Cameo graded coin for the amount of $39,950. So go check those 1968 proof sets now to make sure that you don't have a sleeper in your collection. But before you do that, subscribe to WNN and remember to activate notifications with the bell icon so you'll know when new videos are released. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, stay safe, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.